Hello, my name is Bailey. I currently work in an automotive parts store, and here are 7 things that automotive store employees want you to know. Number 1, car parts are not always cheap. So, yeah, you've got a blown bulb in your car and you think, oh, you'll just go around to the local parts store, get a bulb, it's like $1. Not necessarily. Depends on the type of bulb as to how expensive it is. There's so many types of bulbs. There's H1s, H4s, H7s, H11s, HIDs, LEDs, and lots more. Festoons. There's so many different types, and depending on the type of bulb you need for your car, they can be quite expensive. They can be quite expensive, so don't expect all parts to be cheap. Like, for example, $1 for a bulb. Spark plugs, they can range between, I think, like $6 and 30 something, depending on the type of bulb, spark plug, and that's each. Number 2, there's no one-size-fits-all wiper blade. So, it's been raining, your wiper blades are not so good, you head down to your local parts store and go, hey, I need some wiper blades. More likely, you will get asked, okay, do you know what size you need? And don't go, no, they're all the same, just give me a wiper blade. They're not all the same. There's 2 different factors that can define what type of wiper blade you need. The length and the width. Like, if you're just wanting to replace the rubber blade part, we need to know the length and the width of the blade so we can give you a replacement refill for it. And you'll think, what are you talking about? They're all the same width, aren't they? Nope. There's 6mm, there's 8mm. The ones on like big semi-rig trucks, they're probably like that thick. It's probably about, I don't know, a centimeter, maybe 1.5 centimeters width. And blades can range from 350mm up to 710, depending on the car. There's no one-size-fits-all wiper blade. We need to know that so we can get you the right part. We've stepped outside because I just want to show window wipers just to prove a point. So on here, these ones are 500mm long. My mum's truck, they're both the same size. It's not always going to happen. Like, mine are different sizes. We'll go over to mine in a second and just show you the length, but not all of them are going to be the same size on each side. It depends on what the manufacturer's done. And there's also different types of like wiper blade holders. Like, these ones are fancier because they're more aerodynamic and you get a better wipe with them. And I took one off my brother's truck. This is your basic housing. Now this is his driver's side one, and it's only 430, so different vehicles have different sizes. As you can see with my car now, the Honda, so my driver's side one is 710 long, so this is on the longer end of the scale. And here's my passenger side one. He just hides behind his housing. He's only 390. Number 3, no car is common. You may think, oh, come on, I drive a Camry, there's heaps of them around, you must have what I need. Well, it can go one of 2 ways. One, we've got the part, and it is the right one you need. And that's easy. We just tell you this is the part, you pay for it, you get it fixed. But in some cases, there can be multiple different options, and that can be really annoying for both us and for both of you, because you go, okay, do you know which one's most common? It doesn't necessarily work that way. It depends on the engine you've got in the car, and I know in our particular system at work, we can go into your exact engine, exact chassis, stuff from your rego. If we search up, what's a good example? If we search up brake pads are a good example. If we search up brake pads, there could be multiple different options. Could just be the one, there could be multiple. For example, I have a 2006 Honda Accord. They're pretty common. They should be pretty easy to get parts for. I'm needing to replace my rear brakes. 2 different options. They both look the same. The comments had said lugs on the end, but I don't know which ones are right. I'd have to take the brake pads out of the rear to examine which are right. So the only difference between the pads at the moment that I can see, because they're the same shape, they're basically the same shape, is these guys here have the groove in them. These guys don't. That's the only difference I've found so far. But which ones go on my car? I'm gonna have to find out. You might think when you're buying a car, it should be easy to get parts for. There's millions of them around. Yeah. Another thing you might want to do before you buy the car, go into the auto parts store and say, hey, I'm looking at buying this. Can you tell me what brake pads it would need, or what oil filter? Because oil filters aren't the same either. You have a cartridge type, which is just the paper mesh insert that would go into your standard spin-on. It's just that. You undo the housing, take the old inside out, put the new one in, that's your cartridge filter done. Or, as I said before, there's the spin-on. The ones with the metal housing, where you just take the old one off, screw it on, and it's done. A lot of different vehicles will have the same engine, different filters, and stuff like that. Number 4, we are not mechanics. Some could be. Old mechanics don't do that profession anymore. A lot of us aren't. So sometimes we won't know exactly what the problem is or how to specifically fix it, but we will try our best. Like, we serve mechanics every day, so we are learning from them. We'll have chats with them, ask them what they're working on, and you'll get into a discussion about the engines, and you'll learn a wee bit, but not enough to say to a customer, oh, that's broken, you just need to fix this, and then spin that, grease her up, and put her back on, and she's all new. 5, we can't demo product for you. So this is a proper example that I've had. I had a customer come in one day. He was wanting a headlight restoration kit. I recommended one to him. It was one that my parents have actually used on their truck, and it worked well. I told him this, and he said, okay, so can you do one of my headlights as an example, and if I like the results 100%, I will buy it. And I had to say, no, we can't do that. But my parents have used this product, and I know for a fact that it has good results. But again, he was like, okay, so you test it out on my car for me, on one headlight. If I like the results, 100% I could buy. I just had to repeat going, no, we're not allowed to do that. He left, kind of annoyed that I wouldn't do that for him, but we're not mechanics, we're not auto detailers, we're not car cleaning services. I am not going to clean one of your headlights just to get a sale. No, not going to do that. 6, we won't have every part for every car. Back again to the Honda. So, my work, I can get the brakes easy. I needed to replace the upper and lower front control arms, and I did the ball joints as well. Went to work, looked up my car, searched for control arms. No results. So I tried a competitor here in New Zealand. No results. I actually had to go online, buy my parts from the States to fix the upper and lower control arms. So we won't have every car. And the reason for that, in most cases, is some car manufacturers won't release what parts they use for their cars to third-party aftermarket producers. And that's because they want you to come to them for the parts. Like a lot of the Chinese vehicles, like the the Photons, the Great Walls. A lot of the times, specifically in my workplace's case, we can't get parts for them. You'd probably have to go online for those as well. And sometimes, if you have to get them in, they can be really, really expensive. Shipping alone, that's I'm not even going to get into that because that really annoyed me in getting the control arms for my car. And number 7, we're only human. We want to help you, but we can only do so much. If we don't have a part, don't get all mad at us because we don't have it. There's multiple different reasons we could not have it. And if we don't, we will call our suppliers, or at least my company will. We will call our suppliers and see if they have a part for you. If not, we'll try and advise you where else to go. But in most cases, like my Honda, you may have to go overseas for them, which can be a pain, I know. But we can only do so much. So thank you. That was 7 things automotive parts store employees want you to know. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment. If you're an automotive part worker, down in the comments, put some more things you want people to know. Get a conversation going. And leave a like if you like this video. That'll know I need to do more content like this, so I will do more depending on the likes. And subscribe is the best way to stay up to date to me on this channel. I upload once a week, new video every week. It will normally be on a Monday, New Zealand time. So for example, over in the States, if I upload on a Monday, it'll still be a Sunday for you guys. And yeah, if you are subscribed, to make it even better, to stay up to date on my uploads, hit that bell icon, because as soon as a video gets uploaded and made public, you'll be notified of it. So that can be fun. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Never ever regret yourself, and just have